Welcome Concordia students, staff, faculty, alumni, community members, parents, and school administration. The mission and vision of Concordia University is as follows. Concordia is a Christian university preparing leaders for the transformation of society. This mission statement is broken down into three core themes: Lutheran, rigorous, and serving leaders. I feel as though the three core themes are the foundation for the development of the curriculum. The experience that I have had thus far with Concordia has been one where learning has been transmitted through learning content, as well as through rich discussions with classmates and instructors via Blackboard. The students at Concordia have had the opportunity to learn through experience in the classroom and current positions, and then apply that learning in overall papers and plans that combine all of this rich content, leading us back to the mission and vision of the university. We have been given classes that make us reflect on God and consciousness, push us to think beyond what we have seen to become effective leaders in the program that we have signed up for. With that being said, I want to talk about an issue that is very critical to our school, and it also affects our mission statement. Fullen and Scott stated, the new challenge for higher education is not simply to gain students, but to retain students to graduate. The top concern for most educational systems is how prepared students are for advanced studies and jobs. For a country to stay competitive globally economically, it must stay competitive in education. In order for colleges and universities to be able to retain students to graduate, there must be structures put in place to offer students assistance in remedial courses, as well as tutoring services for students entering from high school where the student was not prepared enough for college and careers. Smith and Sandvik stated perhaps the most remarkable innovation being realized on this transformative moment in education relates to the individualization of learning. Students are on different levels academically, and having a more centered approach to learning could help with retaining students into graduation, making the experience meaningful as well as more successful for all students to have access to a higher education. Retention in higher education is very important. This issue is very critical and one that cannot simply be ignored for the entire mission and vision of higher education, which is to teach students who can use what has been learned to become productive members of society. The top concern for most educational systems is how prepared students are for advanced studies and jobs. A study by the Minorities in Higher Education, reported by Smith, concluded 59% of white students graduate within 6 years of enrolling in college, whereas the graduation rates are 38% for African Americans and Native American students and 46% for Hispanic students. 1 in 4 students are being enrolled in remedial courses that do not count towards a college degree, increases the cost of college tuition, and prolongs the time the student spends working towards graduation with a degree. Students who are taking remedial courses in the first year of college are 74% more likely to drop out of college. Colleges set missions and visions where students are expected to be successful, but how can students be successful if they are entering college underprepared and not fully able to understand college curriculum? The rising cost of education, along with the high cost of program administration, leads to academic survival for colleges and universities. The longer a student stays with an institution, the more significant the cost becomes attached to that student to be retained at the institution. Retention rates depend on the nature of the student. Retention variables includes SAT and ACT scores, tuition, acceptance rates, motivation, and time management. There was a Delphi study done, and a panel of experts gave their input on the issue, and the top 3 recommendations were smaller classes, attempt to keep tuition affordable, and offer multiple formats. While the top 3 ideas to tackle this was engage the community, support systems, and by changing the way the retention process has been addressed in the past. The best way to find ideas is to tackle this issue would be to create a team of individuals from not only the institution but also the community, because ultimately the student will use what has been learned and apply those skills to a job in society. This is where you come in. Studies have shown that when people are asked for ideas and suggestions, a sense of ownership happens and people will become more involved, having a sense of pride in what the organization is trying to accomplish, and we are trying to accomplish the goals of the mission and vision. The individuals in charge of developing, monitoring, and implementing the plan will be administration, faculty, and staff. The individuals in charge of planning, sharing, and creating ideas will be the students, parents, alumni, and community members, for it is the goal for both teams to parallel plan. Since retention is the problem being addressed, the team needs to review the mission and vision statement of the institution and set goals to how this trend can be fixed so that the mission of the institution can be fulfilled. While learning has held a more traditional approach in higher education, where the professor is the giver of knowledge, not all the knowledge can be transmitted the same way to each student, giving him or her equivalent means of success. With a change of students needs to come a change of curriculum if students are to be successful. Therefore, a more transformational leadership approach needs to take place. Stone, Russell, and Patterson stated, transformational leaders transform the personal values of followers to support the vision and goals of the organization by fostering an environment where relationships can be formed, and by establishing a climate of trust in which visions can be shared. After reviewing the mission and vision of the institution, the team will break off, and the individuals in charge of planning, sharing, and creating the ideas will meet up and come with up with the ideas using the Delphi survey format, which I will explain how to use. Once the Delphi survey is done, the team will also be charged with completing a gap analysis. Here the team can see where Concordia is and where it needs to be, considering the problem of the student retention, digging deep into what is the cause of the problem and the solution that can help on all levels. The team will also conduct a staff and community survey to identify future trends with a more intimate analysis to address the concerns of the staff and the community.